Welcome to the fish tank.
Hey everybody, Fishman here, and welcome to another video. This has been another one of those weeks, actually it's been quite a while for me because of all the silliness that's been going on, where I didn't have enough time to get to a fish-related build for you guys. But this kind of fits into it, and if you bear with me, you'll understand why. Now the reason why things are getting a little silly around here lately is things are starting to open up. Stores are beginning to open, clients are beginning to open up, which is the important part for me. And those who aren't opened up are prepping. And I've been going in, being called in, and getting a bunch of tanks up and running. So that's why I didn't have enough time to actually build something. But as I was said earlier, this relates to that. And I've noticed that I'm getting close to 12,000. Not really, I suppose. Well, 11,700 and change. But I do want to do a 12K giveaway. Now, with that in mind, there's something I need to do. And that is what this video is all about. I need to make a miter station. And I'll get to the reasons why for that in a little bit. So, this is my high-speed router. And as you saw in the beginning, with the sleeve on it here, it's not deep enough to pass through a table and have it attached to that and give enough depth left over for me to actually do any work with it. So I had two pieces of good plastic for that. One, the one on the left that had a bit of a bend to it, is ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, and it's okay to machine, but I did have this one piece of Delrin left. I got this ages ago, again, as an offcut when a client of mine was moving, and I've been hanging on to it. It is actually perfect for this style of build because it is, as you see right here, very easy to work with. It cuts just like anything else. It doesn't melt at all, and as I've said before, it's very machinable. And I need about a 5x5 piece, so that's not using up all I have, which is good. And I am going to make a base ring for my high-speed router. It's going to go around the outside of it and allow me to bolt that to the base of whatever I'm going to be using, and also it's going to allow me to fasten it tightly to the actual router itself. So what I've done is, as you saw in my hand there, I just quickly on the saw, I made a quick 45-degree template. This allows me to take off a little bit extra, so I don't have to spend too much time doing this part here, which is bringing it down to round. Now, technically, I suppose I didn't have to do this part if I had a hole saw that was precise enough to fit exactly the outside diameter of my high-speed router. But that's fine. I mean, this is in real time. You can see how much material I'm taking off each time. And in a matter of a couple of minutes here, I'm going to take this down to round. And that's not really that big a deal. And the nice thing about doing it this way is it will be perfect to size. Actually, the outside diameter is not really that important, but the inside one is, because I want it to have at least a reasonable friction fit. I mean, not in the sense that I have to use a mallet to get it on or anything, because I do want this to be adjustable, but I don't want any wiggle in it. So when I put the screws on it to tighten it down, hold it into place, there isn't any sideways motion, so it'll be just what I need it to do. Now, the reason why I'm building this miter station, I need to be able to slightly round off corners on projects for acrylic, and also I've been using the table saw at this point to take off any extra edge on anything I'm making, and it's fine. But this will actually, because of the speed, give a much finer finish, and also allows me to do a few extra different things that I wouldn't be able to do with acrylic otherwise. And I mean, when I'm building stuff for myself, it's not such a big deal. But like I said, at 12K, I do want to do another giveaway, and I'll be announcing that more and more as I get closer. And it's important if I'm going to do something for somebody else. I treat it as if I'm doing it for a client, and it has to, look really good. And this will help that. That will get it to the point where it's pretty much something I can sell if I wanted to. And those of you who have been asking me to sell stuff online and whatnot, it's just not the kind of thing that is feasible, really. Not so much in the sense of setting up a store and selling stuff like that. I know lots of people do it. The main reason at the moment is I sent out 2 packages last week. One of them has gotten there so far, but it took so long for it to get there that the scuds I was mailing to someone here in Canada, they're dead. So that kind of kills livestock mailing. The other thing I did is I mailed something out to BC, that feeding ring I made. It still hasn't gotten there. And that sort of thing just really makes it difficult to do any kind of online purchasing / building and that sort of stuff. It just doesn't work out. And actually, I don't mind doing the giveaways. I actually like putting them together. And it's a kind of a completely different setup for expectations and whatnot when something like that happens. So I'm going to stick with that for the moment. Time may, like the way things are going with all this stuff, things may change. And we'll see how that goes. So I'm not going to worry about it for the moment, though. So I'm bringing this out to size, the inside diameter, so it just snugly fits on there. And this is going to, again, make the bracket I need to have this attach to the miter station itself, and also to, of course, the router. And this is going to replace that blue sleeve that was on it before. So here we go. It's I don't want it to be a friction fit in the sense that it needs too much effort to move it around, but this is pretty good. This is moves enough. Now there's one other issue. I'm going to have to make another bracket for this as well. It doesn't have to be out of anything like this, but if when this gets attached to something, if I want that router bit and any other router bit I have to be able to stick obviously above the table. So if you think of the piece of plywood that's in my right hand, the top one, if that were anywhere, like the middle piece wasn't there, there's just not enough room to make it adjustable. So I need to make a ring that's going to replace that middle one there, and that is going to end up being the part I join to the table, and this is going to join to that. So here it is here. I decided to make it out of plywood. Originally I was going to just cut up a couple of sheets and just screw them all together and glue it and all that sort of stuff. But I think this looks a lot neater. And again, it's not so hard. I was already set up to do it on the lathe, so it worked out pretty good. So this is obviously a slightly diameter. I'm going to bolt that, a slightly large diameter. I'm going to bolt to it. And then that's going to screw into the top of the table. And then all I need is about a 1-inch hole for the bit to fit through. And I can just easily just drill that. So that's not a problem at all. So now this is the same as that spacer. And you can see I can adjust completely, so that I can have it sticking out a lot, just a little bit. But again, like I said, it's very adjustable this way, and that's all I really need. So in the next video for this, I'll put the table together. I was going to try and do that for today, like just slap something together, but it would not look the best, and I don't want to really just rush this. It is something that actually has to work well. And so we'll just leave that for next week. And if there's no real interest in this video, I'll probably just show it as an extra at the end of some video. Speaking of extras at the end of videos, one of the many things that happened this week that was this one just made me laugh, to tell you the truth. I've been changing the 7-foot guppy tank around. I told you about that in the last video, and I needed to get everything out of there, so I put a lot of these fish here in it. And I had a sponge I found in one of the old tanks, so I just stuck it in here, back in a corner, wedged in so nothing can get into it. But plecos find the way. So this guy knocked the sponge out and thought, hey, this is a great home. Unfortunately, it's a blind end. There's no through on the other side, so he can't get out of here. So I had to end up cutting him out, which unfortunately means the sponge is completely ruined, but I got him out easily. Those barbs they have just wedged right in there, and there's just no way you're going to get it out. So anyway, sorry guys about the lack of fish-related content this week, but I do need to get that set up so that I can do that for the giveaway coming up. So hopefully you guys will forgive me. So if you like this style of video, or more likely the kinds of videos I normally do, please like and or subscribe and leave comments. And no plecos were harmed in the making of this video. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and bye for now. As you can see here, he's just fine. But those barbs are just really annoying. They get into everything. And he's going to pop out here in a second, though. You'll see. And I threw him back in the tank, and he's obviously just fine. There you go. Free! See you guys later. Bye.